Welcome to Kermode Uncut, and a party political broadcast on behalf of the People's Popular Front of Truro, or perhaps the Popular People's Front of Truro. I want to talk to you about Life of Brian. Life of Brian, classic comedy film, considered by many people to be the funniest British film ever made. When it came out, end of the 1970s, it was considered very controversial. Some local councils banned it, which they had the power to do despite the fact that it was given a clean bill of health by the BBFC. There was a story in 2009 about Sue Jones-Davies, who actually appears in Life of Brian, and she had just become mayor of Aberystwyth. And one of the first things that happened when she took office was she said, I can't believe that we've still banned The Life of Brian. It's a wonderful film, and incidentally, I'm in it. Let's unban it. Well, recently, I was in Truro, in Cornwall, and I was in the local cinema there, and speaking to the manager, and he said, you know, Life of Brian was banned in Truro in 1979, and it's never been unbanned. And as a result of that, it's never been shown in Truro. And we both decided that this was absolutely disgraceful, and that there should be a campaign to free Brian, or free Roderick, I think we decided to call it at the time, to get the film shown in Truro. Well, the case was taken up by Councillor Rob Nolan. He went to the council, and here's what he told the local press. I went to see Truro City Council, and they said that the council had lost the power to ban films back in 2005. And they'd have no objection to Life of Brian being screened there, and that most people had forgotten all about the ban. Now, this was intriguing. I went back to check with the BBFC because in the past it's always been the case that councils do have the ability to ban or unban movies. I mean, famously, Westminster Council banned Crash despite the fact the BBFC said it was okay. The GLC famously said that Texas Chainsaw Massacre was okay despite the fact that the BBFC said it should be banned. So they did have that power. Well, I went back and checked with the BBFC, and they say as a result of the 2003 Licensing Act, at the cinema, the ultimate power lies with the local authorities, who can decide to ignore the BBFC's decisions at any time, although in practice this rarely happens. So where does this leave us? Well, it seems that Life of Brian was banned in 1979. From 2003 onwards, the council have agreed tacitly to basically abide by the BBFC's rulings. They still have the power to ban it, but they've forgotten about that power, and they don't want to ban it anyway because they didn't know they could, because they thought that everything had changed. And maybe it has, or maybe it hasn't. Anyway, the upshot of it is, we're all going to be able to see Life of Brian in Truro. Now all we've got to do is arrange a screening.
Look, you've got it all wrong. You don't need to follow me.